Okay, we're going to be multiplying polynomials by monomials. Guys, all it is the distributive property. Now, there's one of two ways you can do it. You can either do this, or I actually like doing what is called the box method. And what I do is I write the negative 2x out here, 4x squared here, 3x here, minus 5 here, and I multiply. Negative 2 times 4 is going to get me negative 8. X squared times x is going to get me x to the third. 3 times negative 2 is going to get me negative 6. X times x is x squared. And negative 5 times negative 2 is 10x. So my answer is negative 8x to the third minus 6x squared plus 10x, and making sure that it is in standard form. Okay, over here, look here, we have a subtraction sign here. So we have two things going on. The first one, I'm going to do a distributive, 3n. I have 6n to the third minus 4n. Then I have a minus, and then I have a 2, and it's being multiplied by 9n to the fourth minus 11. So when I do this problem, I'm going to make it a little smaller. There we go. So this is going to get me 18n to the fourth minus 12n squared. Over here is going to get me 18n to the, that's minus because we're multiplying by a negative right here, negative 2. Negative n to the fourth, sorry, negative 18n to the fourth. And negative 2 times negative 11 is going to get a plus 22. So I have 18n to the fourth minus 12n squared minus 18n to the fourth plus 22. Combine like terms. Oh, look, these cancel out. So I have negative 12n squared plus 22. Okay, then it says write and evaluate this. Okay, so architecture. World's largest basket is a building. Okay, that's weird. Each face of the building is the shape of a trapezoid, with the largest faces having a height of h and two bases with that. Write and simplify an expression to represent the area of the one side of the building. Okay, so we have the height, and then these are the two bases. Okay, so I'm trying to, oh, I could do it right here. That's what I could do. Height, our area is 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So I'm going to take 1/2 h, and then I'm going to have h plus 90 plus 2h plus 84. So I have 1/2 h, so I get 3h plus 174. Oops, area. So if I was to do this, I would get, now if you want to do the box, I'm going to draw it over here, 1/2 h, and you're multiplying that times 3h 174. I was going to try and do it in my head. So that's going to get me 1.5 h squared. That goes in, let's see, 2 goes into 1787 h. So the area is 1.5 h squared plus 87 h. Okay. So then down here, we're going to solve an equation. So over here, I have negative 16p equals, and then I'm going to have negative 2, and I'm going to multiply that by p and 3. Actually, I'm not going to do the box method here, because the reason I did it the box method up above was because it had variables. You know how to do this kind. minus 6p, not p, 6 plus 18p, and that's minus, what is that, 90? So I get negative 16p equals 16p minus, is that 96? So I subtract 16p, get negative 32p equals negative 96. Divide by negative 32. Negative 32, p is going to equal 3. So this one. Now this one I am going to do just because. The reason I like to do it when I have variables is so that you make sure that you're multiplying by that variable. And some people, they don't need to do this, and this is fine. If you're really good about your the exponents with the variables, not a big deal if you don't do it this way. Okay, so if I multiply this, I get negative 8q squared, and I get 18q. Over here, I get negative 8q squared, and I get 15q, 12q, and plus 18. Okay, so if I was to write this, I have negative 8q squared plus 18q equals negative 8q squared plus 15q plus 12q plus 18. So if I was to add 8q squared on both sides, they disappear. And you just have 18q equals 27q plus 18. Subtract 27q from, oh, that was horrible. 27q from both sides. Get negative 9q equals 18. Divide by negative 9 and get q equals negative 2. This one, 2p equals 12p minus 30. Subtract 12p. Get negative 10p equals negative 30. Divide by negative 10. Negative 10, get p equals 3. This next one, sorry, give me a second. I'm looking for, I know I have these tips so that it doesn't make that clicking noise all the time, but I don't know where it's at, sorry. Just realized it's making a very loud clicking noise. So, again, I would use, I like to do it in blue just so it's the same on all of them. 2q plus 5 equals negative 3q squared, 15, minus 5. Oh, really, Kim? Negative 3. Just don't do what I just did. Minus 5. 10q plus 6. Okay, now I fill in the blanks. So this would get me negative 6q squared, negative 15q. This would get me negative 6q squared plus 30, negative 50q, and negative 30. So if I was to write this, negative 6q squared minus 15q equals negative 6q squared plus 30 minus 50q minus 30. Okay, I add 6q squared to both sides. I get negative 15q equals negative 50q. Oh, that goes to 0. So I need to get all of this on one side. And I get, what is that, 35q equals 0. Divide by 35. And 0 divided by anything except for 0 is 0.